What's up, everybody? Jesse Burdick here for Coach's Corner. I want to talk to you guys about pause deadlifts. Just going to go over kind of the basics of everything, when to do them, why to do them, how to do them. So when to do them, this is obviously going to be an accessory movement that we're going to go ahead and do. Could be, second or third. We're not necessarily going to be looking to use a ton of weight on these. What we are looking for is just making sure we're completing things with really, really great form. How to do them, how to execute these guys is going to be where there's a lot of questions and there's a lot of leeway to them, because in the deadlift, there's a lot of spots that you can pause that are going to go ahead and make this an effective exercise. So we'll talk about a couple of those and talk about a couple of my favorites. So let's have Josh just kind of complete a couple of deadlifts here, and then we'll have him start pausing in a couple of different spots. One more. Good. Now what I want Josh to do, and this will kind of be the first spot that we're going to go ahead and have him pause. He's going to start to execute the lift, try and get the weights off of the floor, 1/2 inch to 1 inch, pause there, and then go ahead and complete it. So get it moving and hold. Now complete. Good. Come on back down all the way. Hold. Complete. Good. And then down. And the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is kind of start to talk about people's sticking points, which is going to be anywhere from where the bar is at the bottom of your knee to about the top of your knee. So for Josh, we're just going to have him stop at the bottom of his knee. Up, pause, complete. Good. All the way back down. Up, pause, complete. Good. Come on down. Next one's going to be about halfway up for those of you guys who have trouble kind of locking the weight out. So about halfway up the thigh. Pause and complete. Back down. One more. Pause and complete. And back down. Good. So that's pausing in about 3 spots. One off the ground, one right around the knee, and then one almost when you're up there, almost to lockout. What we can also do, and we'll have Josh show this, is where we're going to pause both on the way up and on the way down. You don't necessarily have to do this, but this is another effective way to use a lighter weight for a higher volume and get bigger bang for your buck, so you don't necessarily need to go super heavy on your accessory movements. So what I'm going to have Josh do is one at each one. So we're going to go ahead and pause right off the floor. Pause, complete. Come back down and pause all the way down. Relax. Good. So he's going to come up to his knee, pause, complete. Back down to his knee, hold, and back down. And then this will be our lockout one. Come on up about mid-thigh, hold, complete, come back down, hold, and all the way back down. Good. So you can do any sort of variation for those, and you can actually do, this is something that we've been experimenting with here, where we actually do that, where you pause off the floor, pause at your knee, pause all the way at lockout, and then also the similar on the way down. You can do this any sort of variation for, again, up to 5 reps, and then, kind of varying the weight on those. But these are very, very effective, really, really helps you with your sticking point, and also really, really enforces trying to keep a really good, solid, rigid deadlift form throughout a range of motion. So if there is a spot in, some of the lifts that maybe you've seen on video where your form starts to break down, try and estimate where that is, throw some pauses in there, pauses of anywhere between 1 to 5 seconds, I would say, and then go ahead and that'll help exploit that weakness and hopefully make it a strength. Good luck, guys.